Hi guys, I'm here today to do a review for the third season of Agents of S.H.E.I.L.D. I will be spoiling things, so if you do not want to be spoiled, I completely understand, but I would recommend leaving now, because there will be spoilers in this video. Okay, so you have now been warned, so hi to the people that are still here. Hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get started. This is by far my favorite season. I think they've really got an idea of what this show wants to be and what it needs to be in this season. The first season, I think they were just like, okay, ABC has been doing a lot of these shows that are like NCIS and things like that, because it was very similar to that for the first for like more than half of the show. I would say about a fourth of it was not like it, and that was the finale episodes with Ward's betrayal. And I really liked that fourth of the season, but the other like section of the season was not the best. I don't think it wasn't terrible, but it was far from great. So I'm just like, okay, what are we gonna do with this now? And then the second season, it introduced a lot of really good characters that I really enjoyed, but they didn't really do anything. It was more of a leading up to it with Inhumans and Daisy, and learning more about her past. And so it was more of a leading up to season 3, I think, so you understood more of the characters and just what do these people want to see, but we need to have this stuff said, so why don't we say it in this way? That's fine. It was fine. It was a fine season, but it wasn't my favorite season. I remember saying I thought it was about the same as season 1, and season 1 was actually probably better because I really liked the finale episodes. And then season 3, I felt like they really got an idea of what this show needs to be. I really, really liked season 3. Season 3, I feel like, had everything I ever wanted in this show. It starts off with where season 2 ended, with Simmons getting swallowed up by this rock, and she finds this guy and helps her get through it, and Fitz gets her out of there, but then Fitz has to go back to go find him again, but then with Hydra, and Grant Ward ends up dying, and some extra Hydra people that don't matter died. And then we found out that Simmons, the guy that helped Simmons, is now Hive, and so he can't really go there, but he ends up going to Earth anyway, and it causes all these problems, and he becomes Grant Ward, and it's just that first chunk of the season was just showing everything and made me really like it. And then in the middle, it became like Fitzsimmons the season. People always talk about Fitzsimmons the movie, but you never talk about how we need a Fitzsimmons the season in a show. It doesn't make any sense, but okay. But it kind of was like that, whereas a lot of it was on Fitz and Simmons, and so that was pretty cool. I really, really liked that section because they're my favorite characters. They're just so good. I love Fitz and Simmons. But I'll get more to them, and then it ends with Hive dying. So that's the plot. I just thought I would explain like how I'm gonna section it up. So let's get started with Phil Coulson. Phil was pretty good. He had some really cool things with his hand. Like we got a shield in this season. That was really cool. He was mostly just the director of S.H.E.I.L.D. and the same guy he's always been. So they didn't really do a whole lot with his character. Although there was like 4 episodes or something like that where he had a girlfriend and then she died. So that was probably the really big part of the season that he had, and the parts that he were in were good. It's just he was definitely not the character they were focusing on the most in this season, other than when his girlfriend died. Yeah. And then there's Agent May, and I liked her a lot. And once again, a character that we didn't really have that much about in this season, but still was really cool, and we got to see more of her in this season. I really, really liked what they did with her character, and her character development was really awesome. I'm really excited to see what they do with her character because she's one of my favorites. But yeah, so I'm really excited to see what they do with her. Hopefully, we get to see a lot more of her in the future and get to see her fight. And because she is such a good fighter, and I can't even imagine what the stunt team for her is like. I don't even know. Does she do a lot of her own stunts? I would love to know, because if she does, that's really, really awesome. Yeah. So there's May. And then, oh, I forgot to talk about Andrew. So Andrew became an Inhuman and kind of died in this season, which was sad. I liked Andrew a lot, and seeing him die was sad, but if he didn't die, he would have became a murderous monster, so I don't, yeah. But I really liked Andrew and May's relationship in this. It was awesome, and how like they were starting to get back and like be friends again. They were always friends, but like going and hanging out more, and then he became a murderous monster and he died. That was sad. That was a sad part. Okay, moving on from that, because I will talk about that for a while, because it was sad. Now let's talk about Bobby and Hunter. So Bobby and Hunter left during this season, which was really, really sad. And that scene where they left was it was sad, guys. It was sad. I really hope we get to see them as a cameo, or I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure someone told me Hunter comes back for like 1 episode later on, which I would be awesome. I don't know if that's actually true, but I'm pretty sure someone told me that one time. Which would be awesome, because I really like them. And then they were like, yes, nope, you aren't able to do anything with them ever again, because they can't become agents ever again. So it was sad. It was a really, really well done scene where they were saying goodbye. But it was sad in how they realized like all the people were there, and then they had one last drink and then they left, but they couldn't say goodbye to them personally, or else their cavern might be blown and they might know that they were a part of S.H.I.E.L.D. That, it was a really well done scene, and they're, their relationship in this season was awesome while we had it. But I would love to see more of them in the show in the future. I don't really know what they're gonna do with that though, so hopefully we get to see more of them, but I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, that's Bobby and Hunter. Now let's move on to Mac. Mac was awesome. I was really excited to be able to see more of Mac, and we got to learn more about Mac's family. We got to meet Mac's brother in this season, which was cool, and he we got to see that he has a lot of different talents because he is out in the field. He was helping Fitz and Simmons sometimes in the lab, and that he also is an engineer, which just all the stuff they had this character do was really awesome. I really liked it, and then now his friendship with Yo-Yo was really cool too, because I'll talk about Yo-Yo in a little bit, because Yo-Yo's awesome. Yeah. So there's that. I really liked Mac. Not a whole lot to say. I guess there was that one time he got injured, but there wasn't any like huge things with him, so it was still really good. I liked him a lot. And then there's Yo-Yo. I liked Yo-Yo a lot. We got to see quite a bit of her in this season, and I really enjoyed that we got to see her powers. She has some really cool powers. I loved how they showed it on screen too, and how sometimes they would slow it down so you could see it, but sometimes it wouldn't look like anything changed, but you know she did something. Just how they wrote Yo-Yo's character was also really good. She might become one of my favorite characters. She actually has become it. I don't think she'll ever top Fitz and Simmons. Sorry, but she might be. She might be my third favorite character. Okay. Unless something like messes up in the fourth season, but I think I have to like get to know her character a little bit more. But before I can say that, but she's become one of my favorites, definitely. I love her powers. Her personality is really just so much fun, and her friendship with Mac, I like that a lot. She's just a fun character. And then there's Daisy, and Daisy has a lot to do because I don't know how to explain it. Hypnotized by Hive? Not like Hive takes over her and is like how it happened in the show was Hive would take over your brain and be parasites and give you lots of dopamine like a drug, and it was like a drug, and how like she couldn't let go and things like that, which was a really weird way to do it, but I think it was done interesting. It was an interesting way to do it. I liked it, but I was not expecting it that way. So she was a great character also with Hive. There was a lot they did with that, which was pretty cool. And then her relationship with Lincoln, and Lincoln ended up dying in this season too, which was pretty sad. I liked him, and I'm sad we won't be able to see him again, but I think that I think there's a lot to unpack with that, but I was expecting him to die sometime. He just gave off the I'm gonna die soon vibe of I don't know if that makes any sense, but I was like, yeah, it's gonna be Lincoln who dies. There was no question in my mind. He was a main character, but not main enough to have for them to be like, oh yeah, we're not gonna kill him off. So I felt like he was gonna die. So it wasn't a big shock to me, but it was still pretty sad. Then I haven't talked about Hive yet. Hive was really cool. He is a very menacing villain, and being put with Ward made it even even worse because Ward, I talked about this, I think, I don't know, but Ward is my favorite villain of the show so far. So with Ward and his crazy backstory, but also having him be this crazy creature that's Hive, just the two of them mixed together was a really good way of doing it, I think, and he was a great villain. And then Fitz and Simmons, I talked about them a lot at the beginning of the video, but I really liked their relationship. I can't wait to see where it goes. Them as characters, it was really good. I'm just very happy with how they represented it at, and I'm happy that hopefully nothing that it ended on a happy note. It ended on a happy note in this season for them. So, because last season did not. So it's just cool. I liked it a lot for the characters. Now let's move on to the writing. That was the big thing I think that improved from season 2. I don't know if you remember me talking about this, but I feel like the writing was not the best in season 2. It was far from bad, but I feel like if there weren't good actors, it would just have fallen flat and not been great. I feel like the writing was kind of lazy at times, and I did not feel that way at all this season. They stopped doing the copy that every other sentence that they were doing in season 2, which drove me insane. I was like, you could say something other than that, right? But they stopped doing that, which was awesome. I liked that a lot. I feel like the writing got better. I feel like the humor was better. It wasn't although there was a little bit of humor, it wasn't a very humorous season. It was a pretty serious one. But I liked it a lot. This is by far my favorite season. I talked a lot about the characters because I feel like these characters are the strongest part of the show because of the actors, but I feel like the writing needed to be said because it improved a lot from season 2 to season 3. So, yeah, I feel like I should end it here because it's now been 18 minutes and you've listened to me ramble for long enough. But I really liked everything that these characters did, and that's why I spent so much time on them. And then, of course, with the writing style, I think improved, and even the action, I think improved. I think that was the outside of the characters and the acting, I feel like that was one of the strongest parts of season 2 was the action, and I feel like they did a lot of different action in this with different Inhumans being a part of the cast now, which so it was really cool, and I feel like they finally found what this show is gonna be, and I really liked what they're doing with it. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for sticking around if you're still here. I know this has been a long video and hopefully you enjoyed it. It's mostly just me rambling. So thank you. I'm having a wonderful day. I love you 2000 and stay safe. Bye guys.